please. This is the Board of County Commissioner, Rio Blanco County meeting, August 12th, 2025. We are working on getting this meeting streamed live on RBC YouTube channel, but again, we are having technical difficulties. We're calling this meeting to order at 11:28, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment period. Any member of the public may address the board on matters which are within the jurisdiction of the board. If you are addressing the board regarding a matter listed on the agenda, you're requested to limit your comments to 3 minutes per member or 5 minutes per group. The public comment time is not for questions and answers. It is your time to express your views. To ensure there is adequate public comment time, please provide your name, contact information, and any affiliation prior to the meeting by contacting the board assistant at 970-878-9575. If you would like to submit written comment, please contact the board assistant. If any member of the public would like to comment at this time, please state your name, contact information, and any affiliation for the record. So I'm going to start in the room first, and then I'll go to online. Anybody in the room for public comment? Seeing none, I will move to online. Are there any public comments online? Seeing none, we will, before we get started on the agenda, the commissioners would like to read a letter that we have submitted. Have we submitted it already to the paper?
It's submitted to the paper and in the process of going to print.
Thank you.
All righty. Is it Rio Blanco County citizens? We want to express our heartfelt gratitude to the firefighters, the emergency responders, and citizens who have worked tirelessly to protect our community during the Elk and the Lee fires. We'd particularly like to recognize the locals, the Rio Blanco Fire Protection District, Rio Blanco County Sheriff's Office, and White River Field Office-based BLM crews. Their immediate response prevented the Elk Fire from establishing south of County Road 8. The results of these efforts demonstrate the critical importance of our local volunteer firefighters, and we are exceedingly grateful for their coordination and response. As the Lee and Grease fires expand and the fires threatened structures across the county, it became apparent to our local firefighters that our local firefighters needed air resources and logistics support. We declared an emergency, and with the governor's support, this made the federal funding available to augment state and local resources.
While the incident management team mobilized to Meeker, the Rio Blanco County Sheriff's Office was coordinating road closures and evacuation efforts to protect our community. The county emergency manager convened as the Emergency Operations Center, the first in Rio Blanco County history, and key personnel began to meet and plan to address the critical needs of the community. On the hills of the county fair, the fairgrounds transitioned into an incident command post. Fairground staff turned the site into a livestock evacuation center, and the staff housed and fed more than 100 animals. The county's public health and human services staff, in coordination with state representatives from Colorado Department of Human Services and the Colorado Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, worked to make food and shelter available for evacuees. Seniors and vulnerable citizens were preemptively transported to safe accommodations with the help of Rangeley Resources. County and town staff filled emergency support function positions. We continue to work together to make sure critical transportation safety and communication
Thank Rocky Mountain Critical Incident Management Team 3, State DHS, and the DHS EM staff resources from the neighboring counties, the BLM White River Field Office, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, Blanco Ranger District, Rangeley, Town of Rangeley, Rio Blanco County, and the Meeker staff. The many others who kept businesses open to serve the community. Thank you all for coming together and demonstrating the grit that it makes us Rio Blanco County strong. We also like to thank you for supporting each other. Ranchers have been working together to move livestock out of harm's way, and hundreds of animals have been relocated. We continue to work with the Sheriff's Incident Management Team and livestock owners to find solutions as the fire evolves. At the time of this writing, we are unaware of any human injury resulting from the fires. We encourage you to stay safe. Call 811 before digging. Be prepared for potential evacuation. I want to thank the community for doing this, and we've got over 700 extra people in the community right now helping us. So we need to tell them thank you and have patience and try and stay out of the way. We're trying to get this taken care of. Thank you.
This is a tentative agenda which includes all information available as of August 9th, 2025. The final tentative agenda will be posted at the RBC Historic Courthouse, 555 Main Street, Meeker, Colorado, and at the Rangeley Town Hall, 209 East Main Street, Rangeley. I would entertain a motion for line item D.
Madam Chairman, I'm a motion to approve the agenda, including any changes.
I'd second it.
A motion and a second. Sean, will you please call the roll?
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving on to consent items. Line item A.
Madam Chair, I would move to approve the below listed items on the consent agenda, which consist of payroll management report, accounts payable management report, meeting minutes, motor vehicle DMV report for July of 25, DHS EBT register and warrant register for July of 2025.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions from either of you? Comments? No. Sean, will you please call the roll?
O'Hare.
Aye.
Scritchfield.
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Motion passes. No, by policy, we have to make a decision. Moving on to business, line item A, which is a decision for the grants with CCITF, CDGF, use tax grant funding for 2026. We've had multiple conversations on this over the course of the last couple of months. And, the last time was in Rangeley, and we had all talked about potentially doing it as a emergency. And what the previous board had done, I believe it was 20 and 2021. And they were only doing any funding out of these three funding streams for emergency requests by the special districts. So that's what we have to decide is, are we moving forward? Are we directing staff to open those funds up, or are we just holding out for emergency funds?
I'm going to make a motion so that we can discuss it, okay? I'm going to make a motion to only do emergency funds because of our current situation and the unknowns that are coming.
And I'll second it.
So I have a motion and a second on emergency funds due to the nature of what we have going on in our community.
which also includes budget from feds and everything else. But yeah,
Well,
I think so, because I think that it makes sense. I mean, there's too many unknowns right now. From fire to how much it's gonna cost us, that the federal government is not gonna, or state government's not gonna be able to cover. Withdraw the severance tax money. There is just such a number of things that are unknown yet today. I think we're good to, it makes sense to me to only entertain it for emergencies and significant emergencies, I would add, but
There are some things coming in this grant funding that are going to be affected by these monies both ways. And it doesn't make sense to me to second guess ourselves on how this is going to work. We need to get through this situation and see how our money lies with the recovery.
as well as just beginning to start the budget process, which we were supposed to have a meeting, but didn't happen, which is our, our personnel end of things. So I would agree. I think the emergency situation all the way around, especially the severance tax, PILT, SRS, those are unknowns as well. So I think that at this point, we will have to maintain our own infrastructure in the county and need to be cognizant of that with our budget. So any more discussion? Any questions? Sean, will you please call the roll?
O'Haron,
Aye.
Scritchfield,
I,
Overton.
Motion passes. Moving on to line item B.
okay. So Madam Chair, I would move, to approve the agreement with JEO Consulting for preparation of the hazard mitigation plan covered by HMP grant.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second for any discussion, do you have anything to update us on?
I don't have anything. Doug Hunt is on the phone. I don't know, or on the line. I don't know if you have anything to talk about the JEO contract.
No, I don't really have anything to add other than I reviewed the document as well as compared it to the proposal that was sent, and everything looks to be in alignment, and no concerns with it.
And this is our hazard mitigation plan that expired in, you're thinking March of this year, and we are needing it ASAP, potentially for some funding that would come back to help us recover too, right? So there's kind of a sense of urgency here.
Route County is also waiting on that.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it is a sense not only due to the funding that provides the consulting from JEO. I think we are pushing to have, most of everything done cost-wise for this by the end of the year, and it does take quite a bit of process. So yes, time is of essence to get it paid for by the state, as well as potential concerns with Route County and their grants that they have, as well as the disasters we have going on. So I agree.
Good.
All right. Sean, will you please call the roll?
Overton,
Aye.
Scritchfield,
Aye.
O'Haron.
Motion passes. Moving on to line item C.
Oh, gee, you're gonna have to help me with this one. I would like to make a motion for consideration of a permission letter for the Meeker Lions Club to serve alcohol on Rio Blanco County property for the following dates and times. And I guess I'll read these off and then ad lib on that.
I think you're fine if you just go with everything but the address. As we've already said, it's Rio Blanco County property, so I think your dates and times are probably still good.
Meeker Mustang Makeover Friday Banquet, Friday. Okay. Except for dates and times.
I think go with the dates and times, just not the address.
Just not the address. We're not sure.
All right. October 22nd, 2025, from 4 to 11 o'clock. The Meeker Mustang Makeover Main Show and Auction, Friday, October 22nd, 2025. Meeker Mustang Makeover Main Show and Auction, Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. Meeker Classic Jammin' Lamb Barbecue, Saturday, September 6th, 2025.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second.
And the reason for the little bit of confusion there is given the fire and all the incident command team at the fairgrounds, it's unlikely they'll be able to hold it at the fairgrounds, but we're looking for other opportunities within the county to be able to do that.
Right, we don't want to hold them back, but so we want to work with them on their licenses, but some of this may not happen or may not happen in Meeker. So we're improvising around the fire.
All right. Sean, will you please call the roll?
In the first two that he read, he said October. It should be August.
Oh.
August 22nd and on both of those first.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, I'm sorry. Overton,
Aye.
O'Hare.
Aye.
Scritchfield.
Motion passes. Moving on to line item D.
So we're the treasurer's semi-annual report. Okay, so I was thinking she was gonna be here. Maybe not. So just move to approve the treasurer's semi-annual report.
I'll second that. Is that what you got there?
Mhm.
Okay.
So, I have a motion and a second. She did provide us with the numbers, because she needs signatures by all of us. I'll look it over.
Yeah, I think I
Commissioners,
had.
if I may, on that.
Yes.
Mhm.
So the semi-annual report, she's required statutorily to have that adopted. I believe that does get published in the newspaper as well. So she's verified her numbers, and that is what you have there are the numbers that she has. So again, that's one of those things that she is reporting. She'll do that again in December. There's typically not a lot of presentation or discussion on it. You'll actually do more of that when you get to the budget. When you line out where those funds are going to be allocated for. So those are just the hard numbers.
And she puts this in the paper like this week.
I think so.
Right.
It's probably all ready to run in the newspaper. If not, it'll go in next week's paper.
Okay.
We'll make sure that that is published. It's typically on her door as well.
So did I make a motion?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we got a second. Will you please call the roll?
Scritchfield.
Aye.
Overton,
Aye.
O'Hare.
Aye. Moving on to E and F. We'll just combine those two.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion that we table E and F for a later date. You want me to read them?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Consideration of approval of the 2025 RBC EEOC Airport Coulter Field Winter Maintenance Policy and Procedure. Consideration of executing the Bureau of Land Management request for relinquishment of grant COC 19633 communication site logo. And that's just and because of time. we didn't think that was important. We can do it in the next meeting.
That makes sense. Oh, I need a second. Do you? Okay, second.
I have a motion and a second. Anything further from you two?
So I just want to make sure, yeah, the winter policy maintenance, hopefully, well, would you make the snow fly? If you could make the snow fly, so we need to do this right now, I'd be good.
I honestly hope it's much more critical.
Yeah. So the communication site thing, that is not anything that's right away either, right? We're good with that.
No, other than, I just need to, do certifications for that, BLM, if we're gonna, table it for a while.
Next meeting probably, right? Is what we're just thinking.
The first meeting.
Just we don't spend any time on it like I am right now.
Yeah, I'll update, I'll update BLM.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
They
sure
probably
they
don't want
will.
anything to do with it right now anyway. Okay, thank you.
John, will you please call the roll?
O'Hairn,
Aye.
Scritchfield,
Aye.
Overton.
Moving on to line item G.
Madam Chair, I would move approval of the right-of-way and easement agreements with Atmos Energy Corporation for natural gas line supply at Rio Blanco County Meeker Airport.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second, and we have Eric here to update us.
This is essentially, paperwork cleanup. We have gas lines that run onto the airport property now. Before Atmos wants to commit to extending those gas supply lines at the airport, they would further clean up the easement. This is a 10-foot wide easement on the pathway for the gas supply that goes from the south of the airport property to the terminal, and then up past behind the airport, the airplane hangar.
Any questions?
No, pretty straightforward.
Sean, will you please call the roll?
O'Hairn,
Aye.
Overton,
Aye.
Scritchfield.
Motion passes. Moving on to line item H.
Madam Chairman, I move to approve for the approval of a grant for the Airport Improvement Program, AIP, project number 3-08-0041-1018-2025 Meeker Airport GA Ramp Reconstruction Project.
Oh, second, sorry.
I have a motion and a second. We have Eric here again.
This is part of the FAA funding process for the GA reconstruction project out at the Meeker Airport. We've approved the AIP and AIG grant funding for this project. We then approved the application for that project for the AIP and AIG funding. And this is now the FAA's approval of those grant applications and the terms of those grants to be able to complete that project. We did shift out the mobilization date for this project to August 28th. That's really the drop dead date, given the project schedule to get that project done this year. So if anything comes up in the next 2 weeks prior to that mobilization, that may affect that schedule, and I would inform the board and the FAA on that schedule and that.
And Commissioners, that will go for your next several items. So I don't know if you need to.
So, sorry, so we're, so this is the actual implementation of getting that
Yeah, so this is
pavement or,
the contract between us and the FAA beginning that project and for the terms of that project, that grant for that project.
so when do we expect to start actually moving dirt, as they would say.
August 28th,
Okay.
things will be out there. We have, the contractors completed all submittals on the project. Contractors submitted, prior paperwork, insurance, permitting, stormwater permitting. We're ready to go. In fact, we would have been ready to go, but given the circumstances and road closures and stuff, we shifted it out a little bit more to give us some time. So they're ready to start pushing dirt.
Okay.
You get good asphalt that'll last a long time. They can't put it down after it gets so cold, and you're confident that we've got time to do that.
I am confident. My engineers have reassured me that this is well within the specifications of the batch planning. They have 70 calendar days from point of mobilization in, get this project completed. Outside of that is, liquidated, the penalties for going past.
Liquidated damages.
Yeah, liquidated damages. Then also they're coordinating with the batch plant to make sure these schedules work with United's batch planning for the asphalt. They also have to have, rigorous third-party engineering testing, consultant testing, verification on batching and placement of the asphalt.
Do you have any idea what temperature that is, where they can't lay that down?
Not off the top of my head.
65.
65? Wow.
Approximately, that's the kind of what we use on asphalt.
Typically, FAA specs are a little tighter than CDOT.
Just trying to in my head,
Yeah. So if for some, whatever reason, we can't start it August 28th, then what?
Did we need to push it, we need to push it into the 2026 or the 2026 calendar.
Okay,
and it's not necessarily the start date that bothers me.
right.
It's the,
Yeah, no, I understand that. So I was kind of covering all bases by that. So,
Yeah, the contractor submitted that schedule. The engineer has, on the project have accepted that of the August 28th date and completing the pavement, placement within the suitable weather conditions and, leaving it on time.
and I'm okay with that. That's their job. That's fine. I just,
Yeah, and that's, on this project, most projects, I typically take the lead as the county representative. And the FAA, Barber, our engineering firm that represents us for the airport, has the lead project management responsibility on it. So, if they don't feel that the project is up spec, we certainly can weigh in. You know, we have that as the airport sponsor and owner. However, right now they are comfortable with the schedule and the time.
John, will you please call the roll?
Richfield.
Aye.
Overton.
I,
O'Hare.
Aye. Moving on to line item I.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the FAA grant offer for Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, Airport Infrastructure Grant, project number 3-08-0041-017-2025 for the Meeker Airport GA ramp construction project.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Anything additionally on this, Eric, that we need to know? Same, just part of the project. Thank you. You guys have anything?
No, I'm good.
John, will you please call the roll?
Overton.
Aye.
Richfield.
Aye.
O'Hare.
Moving on to line item J.
Madam Chairman, I move to approve the execution of a 2025 RBC Meeker Airport GA ramp reconstruction project 005100. Notice of award elevated excavating Inc.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Anything else from either of you? Nope. Sean, will you please call the roll?
Richfield,
Aye.
Overton,
Aye.
O'Hare.
Aye. Thank you, Eric.
Yes, thank you, sir. And thank you for all your help the last week too. Or 10 days or however long it's been.
Moving on to line item K.
Madam Chair, I would move, CDPHE contract amendment number 2, 2026-0049 for contract 2025-0141 for public health emergency preparedness program.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Did you want to add anything to this one, Don?
This is basically just the addendum. It's increases the amount that we'll receive for the plan year of $69,000, I think. $69,075
And we contract with Mesa County to run this
to run this
program.
program.
Any questions?
No.
Will you please call the roll, Sean?
O'Hare,
Aye.
Richfield,
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to line item L.
Madam Chairman, I move to approve the Fifth Amendment to the AAA Grant Award number 26-11-16 for the White River Roundup Program in the amount of $77,860.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do you guys have any questions on this from Don?
I don't.
This is just another addendum to the senior services contracts that we do routinely with them that helps fund our senior program.
Don, will you please call the roll?
O'Hare,
Aye.
Richfield,
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Moving on to line item M.
Madam Chair, I would move, ratification of letter of support for the Wild Horse Gather.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Do you want to speak into
So,
that?
Reese had drafted this letter and we had looked over it. So we are very hopeful that BLM will gather and remove all of our excess horses down to at least the upper AML this fall. So we are just reiterating the need for that. I think this fire might have some impact out there. But we'll deal with that when that comes. I know this fire's gonna have a huge impact.
Mhm. Anything else?
No, I don't. No.
Don, will you please call the roll?
Overton,
Aye.
Richfield,
I,
O'Hare.
and it's speaking, I mean, I bet we have an emergency gathering. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I take that back. Horses are on the other side of the
Yeah.
creek.
That,
I was just thinking, how come I haven't thought of that before? Yeah, horses are on the other side of the creek.
They
Sure.
probably push to the west, I guess.
The horses, I mean, you would think they would move from the fire, but yeah, they're on the other side. There are a few horses over here.
Mhm.
There used to be a few horses over here. Let's put it that way.
at least up at a
Could be.
certain area there.
There's different places out there that things are surviving in.
Yep.
Moving on to line item N.
Madam Chairman, I move to ratify a letter of comment to the Colorado Parks and Wildlife regarding the draft state wildlife action plan, SWAP.
And I'll second it for discussion.
I have a motion and a second. And do you want to update us on that one too?
It's
Kelly?
it's been a while since I looked at it with Reese and provided my comments to him. I do believe he had indicated they had extended their timeline for this one. So I don't think he has sent it, but I had looked at it and was good with it.
Anything else?
No.
Will you please call the roll, Sean?
Scritchfield.
Aye.
O'Hairn.
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to line item O.
Is that me?
No, that's,
No, it is. It's my turn again.
yeah,
Okay, Madam Chair, I would move, to approve contract modification number 1 to the White River National Forest Agreement 24 PA 11021500 045 Rio Blanco Noxious Weeds Treatment and Control Partnership.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. This is, Jane wasn't sure exactly when in September it was due, but to err on the side of caution, we probably need to get this one approved, so that she can take care of her contract.
And I see him upriver today unloading lots of all their stuff and getting ready to go spray. So the Forest Service needs their weeds sprayed.
John, will you please call the roll?
Overton.
Aye.
O'Hairn.
Aye.
Scritchfield.
Aye.
Moving on to line item P.
Line item P, I move to approve the agreement with the State of Colorado Department of Homeland Security, DHSEM, to provide for information sharing and establishment of crisis track for damage survey and tracking.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do you want to speak to this one, Vicky?
Sorry, little fires burning on the side here.
I've actually got it up.
Oh, okay.
We just barely got it right before that. The meeting was about ready to start. Basically what it is, it's a disaster survivor data collection participation agreement where the participating agencies, including the DHSEM, it could be FEMA and other participants, use this data in order to facilitate the aspects of disaster recovery. The state recovery task forces, all of the participants. Basically, we have the ability to use this data, provide this data to sub-participants, people that we believe that need it in order to help us with the data management plan, with recovery efforts and things of that nature. We are charged with making sure that the personal identification information is kept confidential. That those agencies and entities that we share the data with, we need them to sign a certification that they understand that they will keep this provided. It's information that I think will be pretty valuable to the recovery efforts and the entities on it. I've looked it over. There's basically it's mostly concerned with the security of the data itself. In the way that we share it and participate in this, it does allow for termination if you misuse it. Allows for, but allows to share that information with those parties that need to have it. So, but the information, to the extent that is our information that we upload to it, they'll also have other participants that's uploading information to it that's helping us with our disaster recovery plan. And it's pretty, I don't know how much we would, the term is a 5-year term, 5 years after the end of the incident.
That's good. I'm
Yeah.
glad we got that done because we need to start using that. We needed the agreement before we could start using
We
it.
can't tap into it till we execute it.
And I mean, I think it's, off the top of your head, you don't always think of the things that we might find that have been damaged, but our trip to Rifle last night helped me remember just how much fence is going to have to be replaced. And so, I mean, it's just mind boggling, the miles. But when you look at the perimeter of the fire is 170 plus miles is the perimeter of the fire. It gives you an idea how many miles of fence going around in this way that's going to be.
Very, very expensive to build fence nowadays.
Oh, man.
And other structures and
Yeah. Power.
things that we probably haven't thought of, power poles, lines.
And again, thank goodness we've only lost 2 homes, but there'll be plenty of that. So, okay.
Sean, will you please call the roll?
O'Hairn,
Aye.
Scritchfield.
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Moving on to resolution. Moving on to line item A.
What's that mean? Okay. So, Madam Chair, I would move resolution 2025-24, a resolution for the Board of County Commissioners of Rio Blanco County, Colorado, authorizing the treasurer to assign county-held lien on real property account.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on this one?
Do you have any questions for me?
What is it?
This is an old house in Rangeley, and it does have asbestos in it. Nobody's lived in it for a long time. It went to the county at a tax lien sale because nobody wanted it. It went to the county quite a few years ago. So the town of Rangeley contacted me and asked how they could get this. So they want to clean up, get rid of the house, do the asbestos abatement on it. So I have to have your okay to assign it to the town of Rangeley.
And I'm familiar with this. They got a grant in
Yes,
Rangeley
yes, they
to take care of this. It's been an eyesore and a real
Yes.
problem for a long time. So this is just
And-
helping them clean it up.
what they want to do with it is clean it up and then possibly make some kind of small homes on it for school teachers because it's next to the school down there somewhere. So they wanted to do something with maybe some housing for teachers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Sean, will you please call the roll?
O'Hairn,
Aye.
Scritchfield.
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to line item B.
Madam Chairman, I move to approve a resolution 2025-25, a resolution of the Board of County Commissioners of Rio Blanco, Colorado, dissolving precinct number 5.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do you want to,
People of Piance Creek in this precinct requested us to dissolve it because of lack of participation and anonymity in their voting. And we had discussed it prior to them coming in. And so everybody's in agreement. So we're just going to do away with precinct 5 and move it into precinct 3.
Yep.
So the boundary lines of 3 will just take 5 in.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
and we did have a public hearing on that. Will you please call the roll?
O'Hairn,
Aye.
Scritchfield.
Aye.
Overton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to other business. Any updates of the current disaster fire situation?
Current updates.
As current as we can get.
Some things you've heard so many times, and I'm sure there's stuff we haven't heard yet.
There
Take
is,
a message board and see what they got.
there is, I'll just tell you real brief what I remember and you can jump in, okay?
Okay.
There's over 114,000 acres burned, 120,000 acres burned now. And they're trying to contain it into Rio Blanco County south and west of Highway 13. Things are looking better, but knock on wood, they and keep it there. Our EOC is running real good. We're going to take care of the after the fire situations. We're on top of that. Anthony's doing a really good job with maintaining the evacuations and closures. We have not lost any lives. We have not injured any people, and we're trying to get as many livestock out as we can. There's a new start in eastern Rio Blanco last night that's growing. It's over 250 acres now. We're having a hard time getting it shut down. So anything to add?
I don't have anything to add. I think you did a good job. Thank you.
Yeah, I think just, I guess I said it earlier, the 170-mile parameter kind of is mind boggling to me. So yeah, other than that, we can talk, I mean, hopefully, I think it's hopefully, they say the wind will shift tonight or so and blow from the west, southwest, then from northwest and back and forth. But they also talk about when it shifts, that could create some challenges on the ground. So everybody's saying today and tomorrow are our keys.
And I think
So-
we need to remember that the fire is in charge, not anybody working the fire. And so please be patient with our firefighters, with our sheriff, and helping them stay safe so that they're keeping us safe. Fire is in control at this point. So just please remember that. Be kind to our firefighters and sheriff's office, please. Anything else? No. All right. Moving on to Road and Bridge update. Clint, thank you for coming.
And waiting on us.
I obviously here in that stead. And one quick personal note about the Road and Bridge crew. They have been working tirelessly out there on those fires. I've seen some of their timesheets. A lot of them are working 16 hours a day. Dad said last night he was out till midnight and then was back in this morning at 4 o'clock. So, I mean, we got dozers up, 2 dozers, numerous graders, motor graders, and water trucks everywhere. So anyway, and they've been giving the road bridge crews kudos pretty much every morning at those meetings. So just so nobody forgets what our crew is doing. We had 2 employees that were gone on vacation, cut their vacation short to come back last Tuesday, and had planned to be gone all week, but everybody that's doing something on the fire. So anyway,
So
that's
just
exciting.
Just real quickly, I want to check, Lynn, did we get that covered in our letter, the Road and Bridge? I'm not sure that we did.
No, we did not call them out specifically, just county
Okay.
employees.
Oh, county employees, we said. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
but please know that we totally understand and know that that is,
You know,
they have been amazing.
Tireless.
Yeah.
And the sheriff's department, Anthony, and all of them have been.
Yeah.
They're
We said county employees. Yeah, we did. Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
Moving on. I'm sorry.
No, thank you.
So, last month, we were doing some, quite a bit of dust control work. As you may know, our mag cost went up so much. I had to cut back on some of our roads, but we've added in some, new products, Earthbind. And this year we tried another product, which we won't use anymore, but if you don't want to see what we've done, you go out on County Road 15. The first mile off of the asphalt is dust pods, and that didn't work at all. We won't use that. The second mile is Earthbind. It looks black, almost like And then, at the beginning of the third mile, it's mag. So you can see all three products right there, together, and it's,
I was wondering why you didn't do anything with the first mile.
we did, but
Yeah,
it
that makes
obviously,
sense to me now.
it was free product, free stuff. So we decided we would try it. And,
Which I think Earthbind was the test one before, right? I mean, it was like several years ago and it just was.
we've been using a little bit of Earthbind for several years. I first used it down in Rangeley on the mine road, and it was 65. At any rate, we're using more Earthbind this year. We're spraying it ourselves, so we can buy it cheaper, buy it in bulk and spray it ourselves cheaper than we can contract for that. So we'll continue to try to do that and figure out ways to save some money, because we can't, and our price went up this year. Went from 97 cents last year to $1.14 this year. And next year they say insider conversations, probably looking at $1.30. So,
And are you liking the other one just as well or better?
you know, it's, you can't get away from mag chloride
Okay.
in a lot of areas, but the Earthbind is working, in some, we did Mesa and Agency, and I like it.
Good.
And the theory is that you can use this Earthbind, put it down 1 or 2 years, and then you can come in and chip seal right over the top of it, and basically have an asphalt road that in a few years down the road. So that's kind of where I've been thinking. But yeah, Mason Agency, County Road 33 out here. I haven't been able to get out there to look at it recently. But we have used it on 33 in the past, and it's working good. It has. One year we had, we always leave a snowpack on our gravel roads, and one year somebody went through and thought they were doing us a favor and plowed all the snow off and a lot of our gravel and earthline. So that set us back a little bit. Anyway, moving on. We've done culverts, cleaning culverts, County Road 17, County Road 125, cattle guards on 115 and 34, replaced one up on County Road 63. And we've been doing, in conjunction with the Forest Service, gravel project up on County Road 17. And, we ran them out of gravel. We were using their gravel out of that Timer Springs pit up there. Ran out. What else? And since the fire, we haven't had time to do anything, but Rangeley District, they've been doing quite a bit of culvert cleaning. And, County Road 122, 24X, cattle guard cleaning on 124, 122, 24X, and 1. They've been hauling pit run. The County Road 114, 116, and 89, they're trying to reshape the roads. They've gotten too much super in their roads in some of those curves, so they're trying to level them up a little bit. Replace culvert 122, install culvert 116. Working on in the red wash gravel pit, grizzling 4-inch material out of there. Their blade work continues on 116, 89, 113, 114, 24X, 128, 122. Blah, blah, blah. All in gravel on 116. And during most of our dust control, we always switch people back and forth. We'll send a couple people down there to help them, and we've had two of their guys up here for quite some time and kept them into some of the gravel hollow. So that's it. Any questions?
Appreciate what you guys do and make sure they know it.
Will, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, excuse me, I just need a sidebar conversation, just real quick. Lynn needs an answer on,
Sorry, I wasn't sure how this worked if I jumped in. The team is wondering if any of you was planning to go
Yeah.
along on the tour after it leaves the school. Because he'll need to get you some Nomex and protective gear if you want to ride along.
Not media. You wanna go with the media?
Oh, that's the media that's going?
It will be the media with members of the team going around to take pictures. So if you will be accompanying them, you'll have to have Nomex.
What is that?
Those are the green pants and yellow shirts.
Or a jumpsuit or something. If you're wanting to go on a tour, that would be a really good way to do it.
I just need to keep my mouth shut.
Well.
You are still lying.
Put words in my mouth.
I'll be quiet. I won't answer any questions. Let's put it that way. So I would like to,
Jennifer, one.
yeah, I
Okay.
haven't had that opportunity.
I don't want to. I've spent enough time out there. I don't.
I say, do you know where they're going? I don't know
I
that
do
they're-
have another meeting with, Shelley Rogers would like to meet with us, to go over some of the reporting as far as the fiscal piece of it. If I
So you
could have
need it
one
to
of
be
you
here.
to go with me, or at least one, just one of you to
Yeah.
meet with me to discuss that fiscal part.
And
You
I
don't have to
think,
decide who, we can just do that.
okay. And I think I need to work with Reese and get him kind of caught up and stuff. So I better
So
hang out.
just one outfit then.
So just one for Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just tell him she's really short-legged.
Defeat the purpose of me wearing it.
You know,
Sorry.
picturing that. I shouldn't.
Okay.
Moving on to county attorney updates.
We're working on the, donation agreement, 3:00 today. I drafted a version last night, sent it over there, to the Tim in, I remember his last name.
I do need a good Yapa.
Yeah, from Yampa Valley, Community Foundation.
Yeah.
So, we are going to try to, get that, in place or resolved, where you guys can take a look at it and approve it. For that, it's basically designed to try to do a unified voice for donations, so they go one place. This entity will contract with other organizations, they're usually nonprofit organizations, but they can allow a donation from a tax exempt or as a tax exempt entity. So if somebody donates, they can take it off on their taxes, which helps get the large corporate donations and things like that. So that's this afternoon's project. Hopefully we'll get that in line and everything and try to get a needs committee or unmet needs committee in place that can start making recommendations as to where money goes.
Perfect. Anything else?
Nope.
No. Thank you. Moving on to county administrator update.
I apologize, commissioners, no update, for you other than just lots of fire activities, and learning curve is pretty steep. It's one of those things that they're fighting the fire and we're trying to go into the recovery phase and the stuff that we need to be prepared for. So just a lot of moving pieces and juggling. And I know there's some things we're not going to get perfect, but we will try our best to make sure that everything, we catch everything. So stay tuned. Pray for rain.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most powerful thing I will say that I think that we can do is pray. So
Without lightning.
without lightning. Pray without lightning.
So do
We can have rain, we just don't want the lightning to come along with it. Thank you. Moving on to county commissioner updates.
I can't get my computer to come up. But I can tell you that every day since this fire started, I have been going from daylight to dark for the county. So if it wasn't for fighting my own fire. So just meeting after meeting, I don't know how much more to report. A lot of time with Vicky and you guys. Just trying to get things squared around.
We're glad you're home and safe. And your family.
Thank you.
So I was just, my calendar is coming up here. I was just looking to see, okay, so when was our last meeting?
22nd.
Oh man,
I
that's been a
know.
long time ago.
Well, it probably feels like a long time because you guys have been rolling and going.
Yeah, so, really fair. I'm sorry that fair has been overshadowed, in a big way by this fire, but I just want to say thank you so much to all of our, the fair board. I've always known that fair board puts in a lot of hours, but I really did not understand how many hours. I mean, you know it, but you don't know it. And they are pretty amazing bunch of people. I thought the fair went off really well. I think I just heard people saying I haven't talked to anybody in the last week about fair, in the last 10 days. But I know that evening as we left, I just heard some buyers and people talking about, it sounded like the prices were much better than they were last year for the kids. But I really do think that everybody come together again. That was another of those things that everybody come together. We were short, 3 of the staff that we usually have, from extension and county to help with that. Extension did bring in Dessa, and thanks to Dessa for that. Dessa Watson, stepped in, took on the project, and again, thanks to Dessa, she has continued right on through and had to be the extension person that's moved on into this fire and been a big help to Nick. So all good things fair, and then fire. I went home Saturday afternoon with a sore throat from the fair and stayed home until Wednesday. Was hoping I stayed healthy enough I didn't give it to anybody else, but been back ever since Wednesday. Every day. Trying to help wherever I can. Stay out of the way where I can.
Thank you. I was going to also thank CSU for stepping up and helping us with the fair and bringing somebody in. So thank you for doing that. I attended a CDHS HICPUC meeting updating us on HR 1. I have lost sight of that a little bit just due to the fire and haven't been able to attend some of the meetings on Medicaid, SNAP, hoping that Carmen and I can get back in the loop with that. I'm sure she hasn't been able to attend these meetings either. So I'm hoping to get back in the loop. I have a ton of texts about it, so I need to just open them up and read them. I attended a Northwest TPR meeting, a training steering committee meeting. I sit on the bail board, which is a victims assistant law enforcement board through the court system. We're gearing up to get ready to start accepting grant applications. So that was the majority of our meeting, and how much money we're going to allocate. I attended the Trailblazer Award, and this is another thing I don't want to get lost in the shuffle. And I was actually working with Lynn on I would like to do a newspaper article on this. This is the award that Department of Human Services received by the Cross Coalition Disability Group for Colorado. And they did an amazing job in presenting the work that our staff is doing in DHS and just how much compassion and getting the services to the right people the right way, and making sure that even though we're small, we're getting it done. And they said notice and start following what Rio Blanco is doing. So hopefully we can get the newspaper article finished up. I just wanted Lynn to look it over before we sent it off. So once she does, we will be doing that. But I just want to say that staff is doing amazing. Attended some CCI meetings. We had a strategic planning meeting. I also worked with Reese I was for ECMC and just some of the policies and regulations that are coming down, wanting to testify there, and we came up against some roadblocks. I'm not making it available for us to do some public comments, unfortunately. So
You're not meaning the roadblocks down here on 13?
no.
Okay.
So Reese and I are still working on that. I'm working with Chelsea Mirna as well, through Western Slope Koga. Attended a national parks meeting that they are creating a gateway community coordinator. So they want, and what I got from the gist of this meeting, and it wasn't an interactive one. I did submit some questions as well as they allowed questions from other people, that they are creating a position that's called the Gateway Community Coordinator. They want to work with local communities and the impacts of those influx when you're next to a national park, and how many people you get coming into your community, and how is it impacting your roads? How is it impacting your hotels? Like, for example, with Dinosaur National Monument, we sometimes get that influx in Rangeley sometimes, but I think for the most part, they go to Vernal. But we still do get that impact. And what does that look like on our roads and the impact there, and so on and so forth. So anyway, they're hiring these people that are then supposed to be part of a region and supposed to be reaching out to locals to see what kind of impacts and how can we work with each other and helping each other with the influx of people that come during those times.
And this is the federal agencies are doing that.
Yes, I was a little shocked. And that was on the heels of, I will tell you that it was on the heels of, let me see, when did I attend that meeting? So Secretary Bergman, I always say his name right, Bergam, he did a secretarial order, which is 3434, to strengthening coordination with gateway communities. And so he has created this order that's triggered this coordinator position and wanting more of a role in our communities is what it sounded like to me. So we'll see. We had a special work session on unfunded mandates. And then I went to go visit my daughter and granddaughter in Texas. And the second I got off the plane coming back on Sunday was the fire. And that's been it since then. So those are my updates. Anything else? No. All right, we will adjourn as of 12:36. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.